Yo, what's up, Earthlings? This is Larry. You may or may not have seen my last video. Only 72 people have actually watched it, so if you're one of those lucky few, welcome back. Um, decided to, yes, I'm bald. Decided to make a video today, just because I was on Facebook, one of the places that I spend, unfortunately, an exorbitant amount of time on. And there's a thing on Facebook that people do a lot. They'll repost statuses that are, politically empowering or whatever kind of idea that you want to go with this. And the one in question today, question, is, I'm going to read it for you. The girl you just called fat. She's been starving herself and has lost over 30 pounds. The boy you called stupid. Has a learning disability and studies over 4 hours a night. I obviously have a learning disability. I couldn't read that. The girl you just called ugly. She spends hours putting makeup on, hoping people will like her. The boy you just tripped. He is abused enough at home. There's a lot more to people than you think. Put this as your status if you're against bullying. Sweet, right? So what I put, I altered it to my own liking, and I put, the girl you just called fat, she's been going to McDonald's and has gained over 30 pounds. The boy you just called stupid, he has a lazy disability and he sleeps over 14 hours a night. The girl you just called ugly, she spends hours putting makeup on, hoping people will not notice her herpes. The boy you just tripped, he is a bitch at home. There's a lot more people than you think. Put this as your status if you're funny. Now, I did this because I thought it was funny. I thought that, making light of something that I really just think is stupid, being an activist by reposting something, it's not really the business. You're not changing the world by, your status updates on Facebook. I'm sorry. Your tweets won't even save the world. It's just the way it is. But this is a subject that, I've ignored recently for a while, because it's become in vogue to, be anti-bullying. And, I'm not saying that I think that, somebody, taking someone's disadvantages and, making fun of them is the best thing to do in the world. I'm not even saying that it's the cool thing to do. I'm saying that, if ever you've laughed at a stand-up comedian, if ever you've watched, Saturday Night Live or one of the various other sketch comedy shows, then you have laughed at the misfortune of someone else. Be it they might be a famous person, but let's use YouTube sensation Chris Crocker as an example. Yeah, this guy, he went on and he shot a video crying, "Leave Britney alone! Leave her alone!" And, that became this big, hit video. Now, people didn't like the video because of what he was saying. They liked the video because he was a bit of a gay boy, and he's crying like a little girl, and, it's funny. It looks funny. I've yet to meet a person that didn't laugh at that video or make fun of it themselves. But that's not considered bullying. It's, when you go out of your way to... I'm going to actually... we're going to do this. You're going to roll with me for a second. I'm going to look up the definition of bullying. Yeah, we're getting all futuristic and high-tech right now. And let's just, let's see, bullying definition. Okay. And this is what Wikipedia says bullying is. I just used Wikipedia because it was the one that came up first. Bullying is a form of abuse. It involves repeated acts over time attempting to create or enforce one person or group's power over another person or group. Thus, an imbalance of power. The imbalance of power may be social power and or physical power. The victim of bullying is sometimes referred to as a target. Bullying types of behavior are often rooted in a would-be bully's inability to empathize with those whom he or she would target. Bullying consists of three basic types of abuse: emotional, verbal, and physical. It typically involves subtle methods of coercion, such as intimidation. Bullying can be defined in many different ways, although the UK currently has no legal definition of bullying. Some US states have laws against it. Now that's where I want to stop. Laws against bullying. Now, I'm a fat guy. Surprise. I'm sure that, looking at me, you wouldn't think, oh man, that guy has trouble finding t-shirts that fit. Or, when he goes to Baskin Robbins, I'm sure that the people there wet their lips at the idea that he's going to buy something. He's going to get a lot of food. Obviously, I'm fat. Congratulations. I have dealt with it my entire life. I've been overweight since I was very young. I'm not morbidly obese. I'm not, Gilbert Grape's mom needing to have my dead carcass be, surgically removed from my house. However, I have lived with the stigma of being overweight, and I've been the guy that wore a shirt when he went swimming, and, I've been the guy that, had the crush on the girl, but she never gave me the time of day and would consider me a friend just because I'm the fat guy. The fat guy, you'll, tell all your, stories. Oh, he doesn't treat me right. He just fucks me and he leaves. Yeah. And you know what? If I was thin, I would be that guy. But because I'm fat, I'm listening to this. Okay, so obviously, I've been made fun of about being overweight. And I've made fun of people for being overweight. And it's because that is funny. You can make a really good fat joke. Eddie Murphy's made a career out of making fat jokes recently. So, that being said, if it wasn't for me being bullied when I was a child, I would not have the gumption to deal with rejection. If it wasn't for me, being turned down by the pretty girls to go to dances, I wouldn't appreciate the smoking hot wife that, was goodly enough to say that she'd spend the rest of her life with me. I would be one of these, stuck-up assholes that fucking forget. I don't know that for a fact, but that's what people do. And that's just my issue. There are plenty of things that people get bullied over. People get bullied over being, fat. They get bullied over being ugly. They get bullied over being stupid. They get bullied over being gay. They get bullied over being, a certain ethnicity. And I think that, bullying is a rite of passage. It's a part of growing up. And, most of the people that you admire now in your life, at one point in their life, were bullied by someone. And the person that they bullied, I can almost guarantee you, isn't famous. The people that are famous were able to deal with the rejection, the taunting, and the teasing, and the prodding. There's a lot of, Ultimate Fighter guys, these MMA guys, these big badass motherfuckers that, knock everybody the fuck out. And they were bullied as kids themselves. And that was for real bullying. That was like getting your fucking ass kicked just for, liking Tron. Rather than, somebody making fun of you on the internet because you said something stupid. I honestly, I understand that there have been people that have committed suicide, because of being outed for being gay. I don't think that's cool. But at the same time, do I think that we should just prevent people from bullying because, somebody's going to get their feelings hurt and then they're going to commit suicide? I'm obviously a bully because I'm not showing any empathy for these things. I'm not showing empathy because I've dealt with them myself. And like I said, it's part of growing up. And if you can't, recognize your situation and become a better person for it, then you're obviously, not strong enough to survive in the world that we live in. Because bullying doesn't end in high school, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just clarify that for you. You get bullied all the way up until the day you die. In your job, if somebody wants your position, they're going to make it harder for you to get by in your lifetime. I've dealt with catty bullshit at every job I've ever worked at. It doesn't make it, right, but it's a part of life. And to outlaw things that are part of life is dumb, and it's a fucking bad idea, because all that's going to do is, in the long term, it's going to make people weaker and weaker. It's just like this thing with in school now. They don't want people to lose playing, tag or dodgeball or any of this shit. And it's like, really? That's the point of playing a game, is to win and to lose, and to have the grace of losing and the humility of winning. And when you take the simple idea of winning out of the equation, what's the point? What's the point of even trying, of even, aspiring to be better? Why are you going to want to be better if what you are is good enough? What you are isn't good enough. Nothing you do in your life is ever good enough. And it's because when you are content is when you are ready to die. And I personally am not ready to die. I am not content with anything. I aspire for better every day. I try, and I don't always hit the mark. I don't always, I can't always say that I'm proud of the things that I've done. But at least I try. And I know that I could fail. But I also know that I can succeed. And I think that, when you take things away, when you take away being bullied, when you take away winning and losing, you're taking away core elements of the growth process. And you're making weak-minded individuals that will not be able to deal with the society that you're growing them into. And that's my opinion, just saying.